this is Shay Veronica, and to look at Sri Lanka and what is happening there in that island nation. It is south of India. It is a huge island, huge. And to see what is happening there is kind of sort of surprising, but it shows that there are some people who have a very low tolerance for government failures, very, very low tolerance for it, because their unemployment rate is pretty low. They're mostly employed, but they had mass protests in Sri Lanka, and it wasn't against the prime minister's office, it was against the president's office. You could explain that to me. I'm not very political, but they marched against the president, and the president, fled to the Maldives, which is an island nation right next door to Sri Lanka. But if you look at it, the president was living like a king, like a king. And the protesters broke into his house and got into his pool, swam around in a Olympic-sized pool, a huge pool, and they set up their barbecues and they started cooking and barbecuing on his land, or on their land. It's the people's land, however it's set up there. But like I said, it is interesting that they moved against the president. The prime minister still remains. The prime minister of Sri Lanka is still there. He's wielding some sort of power because he has mobilized the military to arrest people who threaten, grounds, or who are rowdy, So the prime minister still has some sort of power, but the president, who was accused of widespread corruption, they pointed their fingers at him, that particular office, and they said that he was corrupt, and, they ran him off the island. He is now gone. But like I said, you would think a governmental body would be a governmental body, but they have separated the prime minister's office from the president's office, and they got rid of the president. Now, in a place like Barbados that has a president and a prime minister, how do you move against the president? Her role is kind of symbolic. She doesn't do much of anything. So you would think that the mover and the shaker in a place that has a president and a prime minister would be the prime minister's office. But like I said, the president of the island nation of Sri Lanka has been deposed. He has fled with his family. He's now living in the Maldives, and it's a situation there that is not simmering. Now they're going to probably turn their attention to other things, and the prime minister is the one who's going to have to resolve all the matters that are there. High inflation, low gasoline. They're not getting their gasoline and their other food items that they're accustomed to having, that are no longer in the marketplace. So like I said, there are some people who are doing not so bad. They're not doing really bad in terms of the poverty that you see that is worldwide. Sri Lanka was not doing that bad, but they have a low tolerance for governmental failure. Why? Because it's the government of the people, for the people, by the people, and they know it. They know it. Shay Veronica.